I've had a good experience at school with dyslexia because they discovered it very, very early. And this was back in the 70s. So I think I was about 8 or 9. And my mum could realise by anything I wrote that I really couldn't write very well. I couldn't spell anything. So she sort of chased the school and they did tests and they realised I was dyslexic. And it went a long way on choosing what the next school I went to, which was a school called Shipley College, which sort of specialised in dyslexia. So I was very lucky. But I remember the careers master at school, Dick Whittington, weirdly was his name, and he looked at me and he said, I have no idea what career you could do. I have no idea. But knowing that I had dyslexia didn't worry me. I knew that the world had so many other opportunities. I sort of always felt I wanted to go into catering because I felt everyone always needed to eat, drink and sleep every day. So I used to go and work in a hotel called the French Horn down the road from where I was at school in the holidays. I worked in the kitchen, I peeled the potatoes, I helped serve the customers, and I really loved it. So when I applied to go on a Trust House Forte management course, that put me into every department around a hotel, and then I always knew the goal was I didn't want to work for a big company. I always knew that I wanted to run something myself. So at the age of 23, 24, I opened up Over the Top restaurant, which was truly appalling. It was not. I shouldn't have done it. So it failed, and then you have to deal with failure. And I think failure, the early failure, taught me so much about myself and how not to do things. I find at work when things go badly, weirdly I quite enjoy it, and because you can always find a solution. What dyslexia does is give you a determination. It gives you a creative mind, which you can figure out how to get around that. Soho House. I mean, when I opened the first one, I didn't know if it would survive the first year. So there was no grand plan to have them around the country or around the world. I strongly believe that you got to get your 4 Ps in the right order, and I think dyslexia helps this. And I think you got to be passionate. That's the first P. You got to have great people. That's the second P, and you got to have a great product. And if you have those 3, then you get great profit. Complication really panics me, and I spend my life simplifying everything. And one page, if it's more than 1 page, I don't read it, and because I can't, and I don't have the attention span to do that. But it forces people to simplify things, and once you simplify things, you can make decisions much quicker. And I think when you make decisions much quicker, then that's good for everyone in the business I'm in, and is more importantly, it's good for the customer. Whenever anyone tells me they're dyslexic, I always just go, lucky you, and because you can look at things differently. And I think in a world which is pretty competitive and there's a lot of us in the world, I think to be able to look at it differently is a huge advantage. I wish all teachers just understood. It should be part of their whole teacher training. It should be a big part of it, because there's a huge percentage of people who are dyslexic, and if they're sitting in a classroom not being able to read, not being able to pronounce, it's not because they are thick or stupid. It might simply be the fact that they're dyslexic, and if they get the help, these children will benefit like I benefited.